Greetings, my sexy audience. My name is Marty, and today I'm going to show you how well does the graphics card GeForce GTX 650 Ti boosted by Gigabyte, the 1GB model, performs in the latest Call of Duty game, Advanced Warfare. So it's developed by Sledgehammer Games. This is their first big Call of Duty release, and many people were really scared, especially on the PC, how well is it going to perform. And like every single time I launch this game, I get like 15 Steam chat messages asking me like, "Oh my God, Marty, like how is it? How's the new COD game? How's Advanced Warfare? How's it going?" And a quick first impressions, like I'll make a separate video for both how well is it on PC and how good is it as a game in general. But quick first impressions, as a game, it's amazing. As a PC game, not really that good. It's a million times better than Ghosts, but not as good as Black Ops 2. So, first off, just like a couple things about the game. So, it runs, which is cool, like, because Ghosts last year, no matter what you had, a shitty, old, cheap computer or a GTX Titan in your build with, like, a quad-core CPU, it didn't matter. You could not play that game, even months after release. That game was just garbage. This game actually runs, which is awesome, and it has some PC features, which is even more awesome, like you have 90 FOV and things like that. It's really, really cool. But there's some things that still piss me off, such as, for example, in single player, you have unlocked FPS. Awesome, right? In multiplayer, it's locked at 90 frames per second. You even have a 144 Hz refresh rate option, but that doesn't matter because the game's like the multiplayer portion of the game is locked at 90 FPS, which is pretty stupid if you ask me. But oh well, I'm not sure what it did. That it sucks, but oh well. So yeah, does the game run? Yeah, it runs. But does it run good? Not really. I think it could be patched. Like if Sledgehammer would release a couple patches, I think it would run much better. And especially if Nvidia, because Nvidia probably will do something when Nvidia releases their drivers. Because right now there's basically I have not seen any new drivers in like a week or a couple weeks now. And that's why also many people that have like SLI graphics cards, like multiple Nvidia graphics cards in their build, like the SLI doesn't work. They have to use one graphics card. So if you have, for example, SLI 650 Ti boost, you can't use both of them. You can only use one because there's no SLI profile. But yeah, let's talk about specifically the 650 Ti boost, the card I'm using right here. You can play this game, but it's gonna be a hard time, which is weird because I can pretty much max out Battlefield 4 at 1080p at like 40 frames per second if I lower it to high, which still looks ridiculous, and if I dare to say better than this game. But don't get me wrong, this game actually looks really good. It looks next gen, trust me. Not as good as Battlefield, but it looks really good. This game is much harder to run, so I'm not sure. Maybe if Sledgehammer bring out a couple patches and if once Nvidia releases the drivers, I think it might run better. Let's hope it does, because right now it's not running that well. So the settings I'm running the game here are 900p, not 1080p. So once I reveal the FPS, it's gonna be like if you're running this game at 1080p with the same graphics card, you're gonna have a little bit lower FPS. I'm guessing probably, especially if you have 1GB, because there's also a 2GB model. Sadly, I wasn't lucky enough to get that one. When I bought the 650 Ti boost, you could not purchase the 2GB model for some reason. And yeah, what else? So yeah, basically it's running almost maxed out settings, except it's 900p, and also there's two settings in the shadows section, which both start with the word cache. I don't remember what was the rest of the description, but basically yeah, it starts off with the word cache, two settings, and I have them on off because if you turn them on, the game looks just horrible. So I disable those things, and yeah, oh yeah, and also anti-aliasing, the super sampling. I think it goes up to 8x or 16x, I can't remember, but I have all that off because it just absolutely destroys FPS. Seriously, you just can't play the game with AA on. So yeah, basically almost maxed out settings. And with also about my build, if you're wondering, if you don't know what PC I'm running, I have a quad-core i5 4690K at 3.5 GHz. I did overclock to 4.2, but for Advanced Warfare, I reinstalled to Windows 8, and something went wrong, and I had to downgrade back to my 3.5 GHz. I'll try to get my overclock back, but right now it's at 3.5. I have 8 gigs of DDR3 1600 MHz RAM. Also, check out this moment. I get stuck. In this moment, I could not move. I couldn't do anything, so I had to reset. But anyways, yeah, so 8 gigs of RAM, 4690K i5 quad-core. This game's running off an SSD, the Samsung 840 EVO, and a Z97 MSI motherboard. I guess that really doesn't matter. And of course, the Gigabyte GTX 650 Ti boost. And so the FPS on the almost max settings, except with it turned off AA and 900p, I get, again, as you know, single player is unlocked. There I get as high as 110 FPS. And in multiplayer, of course, it's locked to 90, so I get a max of 90 FPS, or actually it's 91. On average, like, I literally, even on max settings, almost on PC with super sampling off, I almost get all the time on average 90 FPS, which basically proves also that this game isn't really that hard to run if you don't have AA on. But there's this little problem, which is FPS drops, and that's why I think that this game could receive a couple patches and also drivers from NVIDIA and will run better. Hopefully, I'm not sure, but yeah, this game sometimes just drops FPS like crazy, and it goes for like, I don't know, sometimes it's like very rarely once per 5 minutes, once per 10 minutes, but sometimes, and especially on multiplayer and some maps specifically, like maps like Instinct or Defender, if you play multiplayer, it's just ridiculous. FPS drops every 5-10 seconds, and it goes from like 90 to 5 FPS and then back to 90, and then you play again 90 all the time, even high action moments, 90 FPS, and then again 5, and then again 90. It's just ridiculous FPS drops. So not sure if that's not enough VRAM or something, because like believe this or not, this game had like what surprised a lot of people, and like a lot of people were scared or a lot of people were laughing because they could not believe, but it's more or less actually true. This game has like really high recommended settings. Well, not recommended settings, but recommended specifications. Like a GTX 760 with 4 gigabytes of VRAM. Like everyone's like, what? No way, 6 gigs of RAM? Nah. This game actually needs 6 gigabytes. So I could actually use 6 gigabytes of RAM. You can't, unlike Ghost, you can actually play it with 4, but your performance is going to be bad and you want 6 gigs at least. And when it comes to VRAM, I'm not sure if it's actually using all 4, probably not, but you can obviously play it with a 1 gigabyte of VRAM, but at least 2 is definitely a must. So you have a 650 Ti boost with 2 gigs, I'm pretty sure you're going to be fine. And if you have any other card with 2 gigs or more, you're going to be fine. But this card specifically, the 650 Ti boost with 1 gigabyte, nah. Because it's funny, because I'm pretty sure it could be patched, because if I play on max settings with AA off and 900p, I'm going to have 90 FPS all the time with a couple FPS drops. And if I put on the lowest settings possible, I'll still have 90 FPS and still have FPS drops. It's just that they're going to be less frequent, but they're still going to be on some maps FPS drops, which really pisses me off, because, you know, the game is awesome, the game is fun, I want to play it, but again, 2 years in a row, there's FPS drops and other glitches that just ruin the fun. But unlike Ghost, this game is actually awesome, and I'm going to keep playing it, but I don't know, just because I love CSGO so much, I'm probably going to not play it that much. I'm going to keep jumping between these games, and from time to time even also play some Battlefield 4. But anyways, yeah guys, my name is Marty, hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, if you want to see more videos about new games and how well they run on my 650 Ti boost, be sure to leave a comment down below. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out.